Then was brought unto him one possessed with a devil, see, blind and dumb, and he healed him, insomuch that the blind and the dumb both spake and saw. He healed them so that this blind man that couldn't speak and couldn't hear spake and saw. And all the people were amazed and said, is not this the son of David? Is not this the son of David? But when the Pharisees heard it, they said, this fellow does not cast out devils, but by that name, the prince of the devils. I don't even want to call on the gods. You know, most I said we ain't supposed to be calling the name of the gods. And the Mashiach Yahushua knew their thoughts and said unto them, every kingdom divided against itself is brought to desolation. You hear that? Every kingdom divided against itself is brought to desolation. Is that why we're desolate? Because we're divided against each other? But we know that superpowers in these nations are divided against each other. It's going to be brought to desolation. And every city or house divided against itself shall not stand. Even your house. Oh, you're not together, you're not going to stand. And if Satan cast out Satan, he is divided against himself. How shall then his kingdom stand? If Satan casting out Satan, he's divided against himself. How's this kingdom going to stand? And that's what you see now. Satan casting out Satan. Because who's dealing with this truth? That's the super out of earth. Who? None of them. All the gods of the nations are what? Idols. Psalm 96 and 5. I've seen that the people in India, they were taking their idols and throwing them in the street. It was bulldozing them around, trying to put them somewhere. Get rid of them. Because it couldn't cure them from the pandemic, coronavirus. It says, verse 27, and if I by that demon cast out devils, by whom do your children cast them out? Therefore they shall be your judges. But if I cast out devils by the Spirit of the Most High, then the kingdom of the Most High is come unto you. Or else, how can one enter into a strong man's house and spoil his goods, meaning rob him for what he have, except he first bind the strong man, and then he will spoil his house. He will rob his house. Bind him up, then he can rob him. He's saying, he that is not with me is against me, and he that gathereth not with me scattereth abroad. And he told you in 1 Corinthians 16 and 22. He said, 1 Corinthians 16, 20, if any man love not our master Hamashiach Yahushai, let him be anathema maranatha. Let him be accursed. You ready for that? Say you don't love him, you don't love the Father. So this is what we're dealing with. On a real. People have spirits, and we know, we just showed you that he told Babylon the Great, daughter of Babylon, virgin daughter of Babylon, daughter of the Chaldeans, the Edomites, in this day and time, superpowers of earth, get thee into darkness. When they got into darkness, put the people in gross darkness, gross ignorance. They start dealing with all the things that they deal with. That's why I say, don't follow what they do. They dealing with all kind of things that's contrary to the Most High. Look at Matthew 6 and 22. The light of the body is the eye. That's why you look at people's eyes and kind of see where they at. The light of the body is the eye. If therefore thine eye be single, thy whole body shall be full of light. Well, you're not dealing with a lot of wickedness. But if thy eye be evil, thy whole body shall be full of darkness. See? That's letting you know that darkness, that ignorance, still dealing with evil. What did he tell? Remember he told us when we started? Proverbs 16 and 4. The Most High has made all things for himself. Yeah, even the wicked for the day of evil. So if thine eye be evil, if you follow in their ways of evil, Thy whole body shall be full of darkness. No matter how you try to shine in the light, when you follow in the ways of wickedness and evil, your whole body gonna be full of darkness. You still them. You still in gross darkness, gross ignorance, confused, confounded. If therefore the light that is in thee be darkness, how great is that darkness? Hear that? If that light that you think shining bright in you is darkness, he said, how great is that darkness? You shining the light in darkness. You making that darkness shine forth. Not the righteousness of the Most High to shine forth, but the darkness. Your ignorance is coming forth. And you think it's light. That's our people. They think they on point and they be off as ever. That's why he said, go over to Matthew 7:21. Not every one that said unto me, Mashiach, Mashiach, shall enter into the kingdom of heaven, but he that doeth the will of my Father which is in heaven. Like he said, I went to Mother's Day. That heathenistic pagan day, representing the Queen of Heaven and Semiramis and so forth. Bringing in the spring equinox. You see, bringing in her vibration, the fertility God. So he's saying, because people going to be saying, hey, many will say it to me in that day, Mashiach, Mashiach, have we not, this is in judgment, prophesied in thy name, and in thy name cast out devils, and in thy name done many wonderful works? Now you know, they're going to be doing these things. So you got to really be tuned in to say, that's why you got to have to be in the spirit, because people going to be doing these things. And then when I profess to them, I never knew you. That's pretty hard. Wouldn't you say? They casting out devils in his name. They prophesied in his name. They done many wonderful works in his name. He gonna say, and then when I profess unto them, verse 23, I never knew you. Depart from me, ye that work iniquity. That's saying something. And you don't realize that they work in iniquity? They wicked as ever? What you gonna do when it come for you? Go to 2nd Ezra 15 and 14. It say, woe means destruction to the world and them that dwell therein. For the sword and their destruction draweth nigh. The sword and destruction draweth near. And one people shall stand up to fight against another, and swords in their hands. You know, everybody strapped. Everybody got guns. Probably why America ain't been just straight up coming on the land to invade us, because everybody's strapped. Everybody got guns. It's telling you, one people shall stand up to fight against another people, and swords in their hands. Modern day sword is the guns in their hands. For there shall be sedition among men, and invading one another, coming into people's houses, like we just read in 2nd Ezra 16. We that fear the Most High. For there shall be sedition among men, and invading one another. They shall not regard their kings nor princes, no matter about the president, vice president, Senate, House of Representatives, Army, Navy, Marines, Air Force, police department. They should not regard their kings nor princes, no matter what they say from the top. And the course of their actions shall stand in their power. Gonna stand in their power. That's what the people. Because they outnumber everyone else. A man shall desire to go into a city and shall not be able. Look at what they're doing over there now. In this land of Israel. Man shall desire to go into a city, you desire to go into a city and shall not be able. For because of their pride, the city shall be troubled. The houses shall be destroyed, and men shall be afraid. Be a lot of war in the streets, y'all. A man shall have no pity upon his neighbor, but shall destroy their houses with the sword. They got no pity. Like we read in Ezekiel 9 and 4 down. Have no pity. Not going to spare no one. A man shall have no pity upon his neighbor, but shall destroy their houses with the sword and spoil their goods, rob you of what you have because of the lack of bread, because of the lack of food. And for great tribulation, a whole lot of hell in these streets. Behold, said the Most High, I will call together all the kings of the earth to reverence me. Most High always say, you're going to know that I am the Most High, which are from the rising of the sun, from the east, from the south, from the east, and Lebanon, to turn themselves one against another. Hear that? To turn themselves one against another, fighting, warring with each other, and repay the things that they have done to them. Repay the things they have done to them, to his chosen people. The fire has gone forth from his wrath. It has consumed the foundations of the earth, and the sinners, like the straw that is kindled. Hear that? Like the straw that is kindled in fire. That's how you looking at this. Where you going to be when this go down? How you going to be when this go down? They say men going to be afraid. So where you going to be at in your mind when this go down? Oh, you macho as ever. You ready for it? Better think again. They say, woe, destruction, listen to this closely, to them that sin. Sin is a transgression of the Most High's laws and commandments. Destruction to them that sin and keep not my commandments. He's screaming at you. Said the Most High, I will not spare them. You can think if you want to, you can follow your shepherd and be the flock of that shepherd if you want to. That tell you ain't under the Most High's laws and commandments. You hear what he said? I will not spare them. Go your way, ye children, from the power. Defile not my sanctuary. For the Most High knoweth all them that sin against him, and therefore deliver he them unto death and destruction. Death and destruction. For now the plagues come upon the whole earth, and ye shall remain in them. For the Most High shall not deliver you, because ye have sinned against him. Letting you know. Say, behold, and horrible visions, and the appearance thereof from the east. It's going to happen. It's sort of in the making right now. Where the nations of the dragons of Arabia, the Arabs, shall come out with many chariots, and the multitude of them shall be carried as the wind upon earth, that all they which hear them may fear and tremble. You see what's happening right now? That war over in Israel, where the nations of the dragons of Arabia shall come out with many chariots, and the multitude of them shall be carried as the wind upon earth, that all they which hear them may fear and tremble. And it don't matter about you looking at them and them throwing rocks and all that stuff, because they got Iran and China and Russia and all the other nations going to be joined together to support all of that. Russia talking about the Israelites are near the border of Syria, land that they occupy. Also the Carmanians raging, and wrath shall go forth as the wild boars, wild pigs, wild hogs of the wood, and with great power shall they come and join battle with them. They're going to be joined with them. That's what I'm telling you. These nations are going to join together with them, and shall waste a portion of the land of the Assyrians. And then shall the dragons have the upper hand, remembering their nature, because you're looking at, tell you about Ishmael. This ain't going to be against all his neighbors, but he's going to have the upper hand. And then shall the dragons have the upper hand, remembering their nature. He's a wild man. You know, I mean, what people you know are just strap a bomb on them and blow themselves up. And being taught that from a young age. And if they shall turn themselves, conspiring together in great power to persecute them, then these shall be troubled and keep silence through their power and shall flee. So look at, go to Exodus, the 17th chapter. Well, I don't want to go there first. We got to go to Genesis, the 36th chapter. So you see who is over there in that land, according to the Bible. Genesis 36th chapter, and we're going to read verse 1. See, it's on. Now these are the generations of Esau, who was Edom, right? So now, jumping down to verse 8, it says, thus dwelt Esau in Mount Seir, mountain Seir. Esau is Edom, right? Now, when you jump to verse 12, it says, and Timnah was concubine to Eliphaz, Esau's son. Concubine to Eliphaz, Esau's son. That's like, you know, like a wife, but not as important as the regular women. And she bare to Eliphaz Amalek. Amalek. These were the sons of Adah, Esau's wife, right? So Eliphaz Eliphaz is the father of Amalek. Esau's son Eliphaz had Amalek, which are the forefather of the Jewish people. Right? So now the Most High said in Exodus, the 17th chapter and 16th verse, it says, and he said, because the Most High have sworn that the Most High will have war with Amalek from generation to generation. This from the Most High. Oh, now all of a sudden